Hey y'all, welcome to the Style Chronicles. Today's video is going to be about my absolute favorite, this is my absolute hands down favorite baby item or baby product. Now you guys know I started my channel originally just with outfit of the days, doing some makeup tutorials, things like that. I had a daughter, she was about 3 years old, 3 years old when I started. So you guys kind of saw me through my second pregnancy, and my son is 1.5 years now. This item is something that we purchased when my daughter was just starting to sit up, and originally I bought it for my office because I take my children to work with me, and I needed a high chair for my daughter during the day when we were at work, for when we ate lunch. I needed a high chair for the office. So when we were out, my husband and I, looking at high chairs, we found this. And this is a kind of travel high chair. And what we would do is I would take it to the office Monday through Friday. And then on the weekends when we weren't going to be at work Saturday or Sunday, I would bring it home. And it stays in the back of our car, in the trunk. And I did that so that we could go out and eat at restaurants. Now, I don't like restaurant high chairs. I just don't. They gross me out. I don't think they're clean. I don't think they're kept clean. A wipe down is not the same thing as sanitization or anything like that. To me, I just always felt icky putting my kid, or my daughter at the time, into one of those high chairs. The other thing too is I don't think they're very safe. They're usually, the back is not very high, so if you know children, they sometimes when they get mad, they'll throw themselves back. To me, it just seems like one, good thrust backwards and out they fall from the high chair. And even if you strap them in, a high chair strap is just a little thing that goes across their laps. It doesn't really secure them in place. And the other thing too is, you put your child in the high chair, they're supposed to kind of stay there, and that's part of being able to eat out, is keeping your children, calm and entertained and in one place while you're eating. So this is how I accomplish that, and that's why I tell you this is my absolute favorite product ever, because it has, it was something that we used with my daughter, and then with my son, I just keep it in the trunk of my car. It's always in the back of our family vehicle, and I take it out to clean it or wash it down or sanitize it. Sometimes I do it at the restaurant itself, but let me just show you guys. This is the Fisher brand one. And yes, it does look bulky, and no, I am not embarrassed to carry this into a restaurant. Even if, we've got like a 20-minute wait somewhere, I'm not embarrassed to, have this. I'm just not, because I know that it keeps my child in place, and I know, that it's how we can eat when we're out. So this is all it is, and this one is the Fisher-Price Rainforest theme. It has another piece that goes here that snaps on, and it has kind of like a little bird and a little bead thing that slides back and forth, just to kind of a game, like a toy that goes on top. That we don't, I don't take that anywhere, because it just makes it this much more bulky. So that I don't use, but that came in handy with my daughter in the beginning to keep her entertained while we were at the restaurant. However, my son, I never used it with him, so it's put up in a closet here. So this is, like I said, it's just a Fisher-Price seat. Now, I don't think they make this one still. This one, like I said, is a good 2.5, maybe 3 years old. My daughter's 5, so maybe even 4 years old. All right, so let me show you guys what you do. Basically, yes, honey, okay. This carrying strap is also used to secure it into place. You put this on a regular chair, and that's the other nice thing. You can say, I need a table for 4, and literally mean you need a table for 4, because you do need that 4th chair for your high chair. So that high chair goes into the chair. This, you unsnap it, wrap it around the back of the chair. So you're literally doing this around the chair to secure it in place, and then you snap it on and tighten it so that it's, snug against the back of the chair, so it's not going to fall off. Then this part that's secured right here is the part that goes underneath the seat. So this goes under the chair like that to secure it. So you're secure from the back and from underneath. Now honestly, My husband and I used to do it all the time with my daughter, but we don't even snap that one into place with my son. Most of the time it's just this back one. And if we're sitting in a booth, we don't even feel the need to secure it. We just leave these off and sit in the booth like this.
Mama.
And my son knows, okay, Eva, my son knows automatically as soon as we sit down at a table that he goes into this. So once you've got it secure, you pop off the tabletop and this back portion pops up and there's your chair and your child sits in that. They are completely secured because you put them into this. Now once again, we do that if we feel like we're somewhere where it might be, we need to, like it's treacherous, the security of it. Most of the time we don't even buckle him in, we just put him in there and then put this onto, it snaps on both sides like that. So it is a high chair. You see that? Okay. And then he's in there, he's sitting. He doesn't get out because he can't stand up or anything. He knows he sits in there. And while we're waiting, he can play or whatever. And then once food comes, he eats off of this. We usually put his food on here and he just, he eats with his fingers. He doesn't have the dexterity yet to eat with a fork or anything. And my daughter did the exact same thing, literally up until my son was born. She would sit in this instead of a regular, chair or high chair. And that is that. Now you can raise this bottom portion from here up and down. You see how that just popped out? It's to give it height. So if you wanted to just use it like as a booster without the tray, you just take the tray off. You could use it as a booster, or even if you wanted to use this instead of a high chair, like a full-size high chair at home. Hey, I'm talking, please, Eva. If you wanted to use this instead of a full-size high chair at home, you could just use it at your dinner table like that and raise this, to the table. So let me put these two pieces back down. Okay, so, and then, like I said, as a booster, like this later. And to fold it up, you literally, and of course, you wipe down and clean everything. Now, I don't do it every single time we go out to eat, as far as cleaning this part, like with soap and water and sanitizing it. I wipe it down, make sure that it's clean, there's no food particles or anything like that. This I do clean every time we go out to eat, so I will wipe it down and either at the actual restaurant itself, I will wash it in the bathroom, or when we get home, this part comes inside with us and I clean that in the dishwasher or however, I want to clean it. So, and that's that. And it's, folds up again. It's so much easier at an actual table. And it's quick and easy, I'm not making a spectacle of myself. My husband's not making a spectacle of himself trying to set this up at the table. It literally, we pop it onto a chair, unhook the two straps, hook the straps onto the chair, and then it opens up. We set my son in it, put the table on, and we eat. And that is how I keep him secure at the restaurant. So quick and easy, half the time you don't even realize, people don't even notice it. I mean, literally. I know it looks kind of bulky. Let me see. I know it looks kind of bulky, but it's really nothing. Probably the size of my purse normally. So there is that. And like I said, if I had to choose one baby product that is hands down a necessity for me, this is it. It just, it's how we are able to eat out. And my sister, who has she's a year and a month. Yeah, she's a year and a month. My sister has one too. Hers, she still uses the tray on it. Hers is a different shade. I think it's got a pink tray or purple tray, but the bottom is, the exact same. And she's been using one too because she knew how much my husband and I use this for our children. She's been using one and she absolutely loves it. That is, she'll tell you we can't go out to eat unless we have that, and it is true. The times that we have left it or I've washed it, and accidentally left it at home, my husband and I are lost. We're just like, how are we going to eat? Like literally, because we won't put my son into one of the wooden high chairs. We just won't. It's too dangerous. He's fallen out of them. He's almost fallen out of them several times, you know what I mean? And then there's times where he stands up and we catch him like as he's about to fall. It scares me. So we don't do that anymore at all. We just do this. And literally when we forget it, my husband's like, okay, I'll hold him and you eat, and then you can hold him while I eat. And that's how we have to eat dinner instead of all of us eating at the same time with this. It's just, I don't know, you know. I hate to say it, you know, you have to tame your children when you're out at a restaurant, but when they're that little, you kind of do, because they're kids, you know, they want to run around. This literally keeps my son in one spot, and we can get through an entire dinner with him sitting in this with no, you know, no problems or anything. So there you go, absolute favorite. It is the Fisher-Price portable high chair system. I don't know what they call it anymore, but that's what we use. And it is old. It's been through 2 children. Hopefully it will be through at least 1 more, if not 2 more children. And honestly, this, for as old as it is, we just replaced my full-size high chair that I have here at home for my son. We just replaced it last weekend because it got really, really gross, like literally gross. And I clean it every time my son eats. You know, I wipe it down, but the actual fabric backing of the high chair, it just kind of started tearing, and then, you know, food gets in there, it stinks, and, you know, just kind of falling apart. So this has outlasted the full-size high chair that we have here at home. And my full-size high chair, it's a Kiko. I want to say they run like $160. This was literally no more than probably $39. I've seen them as cheap as $24.99 and as expensive as $40, but this one I want to say was like $39, I think. So, you know, we've kind of gotten our money out of it. So that is that. If you guys have any other questions, let me know and I'll be happy to answer. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.